good, y'all? Welcome to my review for episode 11 of Dragon Ball Daima, ladies and gentlemen. Another solid episode, man. And yeah, like you guys want to know, I did not end up recording a reaction to this episode because, as you guys may know, if you guys have seen some of my previous other videos I've been releasing, that I've released recently, my laptop is currently getting fixed right now, so I'm using my Surface as my backup to record videos on. So if the audio sounds different, which it probably does, that is why. That's what's going on with the audio, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, I'm using my Surface right now to record this video, man, and yeah. But sometimes I'm glad I did end up recording a reaction anyway, because this episode didn't, because like we don't see Vegeta and the Tommy Guy fight till like the last like 5 minutes, so yeah, didn't really do much, so yeah, didn't really do, so yeah, it wouldn't really worked out. Anyway, guys, enough of me rambling. Let's just jump right into the actual episode. So we start the episode off right where we left off last week. At first, I could say they must have been really strapped for time for this episode, man, because not only do they play the full background opening narration, like the full thing, because before either we don't see it or we only see like the first half or significantly like cut down. This time I played the whole thing, and even the episode title card was a title card instead of just the title being off in the corner like it's been throughout most of the show, man. So I don't know why they decided to do that for this episode, man. Where they must have been really strapped for time for this episode. Like, man, this episode's too short. We gotta fill out that for that full 23 minute long time slot. We gotta like fluff it up with whatever you got. Put the full intro in there. Put the full with the title card in there. Whatever you gotta do to fill it up. Because I don't know why else they would like have some episodes where it's trimmed down, some episodes where it's cut out completely, and then just randomly like, oh, here's the full thing again for this episode. Like if they put it over there, they usually stick with it and keep it throughout the rest of the season, or they eventually just drop it. They don't like put it in and out like they've been doing for Daima, which is, I just think that's kind of weird. Anyway, so we get back to where the episode begins, and Neva is walking towards their plane. It's a spaceship. And he does like this whole song and dance, like, of him being senile, which tricks Vegeta. And he's like, clearly senile. Let's go. But Piccolo sees right through his genjutsu, and he isn't fooling him with this whole act of acting senile. And we find out Piccolo's father's name, or at least I do. Like I said, I have not watched the original Dragon Ball, so I don't know if this is pre-established lore or not. This definitely does get rid of my theory, because you guys remember I mentioned, I want to say it was in my review for the last episode, it might have been the episode before that, I was like, does his dad like King Piccolo? Because like the whole egg thing from what I've seen from Dragon Ball, that was me just kind of guessing about his dad. But anyway, Katas is I believe I pronounced that is Piccolo's father's name. And we find that, and basically Piccolo finds out what's going on, that he is the one, that Piccolo finds out that he was the one that used the Earth's Dragon Balls to turn them all into children. He says that this was all, and when they start questioning about why did he say it was at King Goemon's request, and he says and Piccolo asks him more, or interrogates him more, I should say, ask him like what if he had asked for any other requests. He said, oh, I think he would have gotten lost in the old brain fog. So, and then he brings up Dende, if he predicted Dende would then get kidnapped, and he says, yes, he did foresee Dende. Piccolo starts getting angry at him, being like, what if they tried to kill him? How could you just like go along with this? And he says and then there's no way he would have done that because Namekians are highly valued in the demon world, so there's no way he would do anything to just harm or get rid of Dende, because of how valuable they are in the demon world. So Dende is completely fine. But he does say the one thing that Neva didn't see coming was them coming back to the demon world and to go and secure the demon world's Dragon Balls. He did not foresee that. So the Duke can't foresee everything. But anyway, we then head over back. He also asked for him to hitch a ride on their plane because he can speak Namekian, and they need to when they do gather all the Dragon Balls in order to actually get them work so they can like make their wish and everything, they have to say it in the Namekian language. And Piccolo can't speak Namekian. One of the things that I almost forgot about that was probably one of the funnier parts of the episode was Pansy discovers comes to the conclusion that Neva was the one that created the Tamagami. He says, you got me. And then she asks him, like, if you have the power to create someone that strong, why don't you just take over the Supreme Demon King for yourself? And he says the power of the Namekians are not meant to be used in worldly conflict. And then literally everybody looks at Piccolo, because as you guys know, King Piccolo, he wanted I'm assuming he wanted world domination in the original Dragon Ball series, his fights with Goku. Like I said, I haven't watched the original Dragon Ball. I've only seen the first I want to say 12 episodes, 11 episodes, however much that was available that you could watch, that was available for free on Funimation Now when that was still a thing. When Funimation Now was still around before the rest of the show got paywall. Was it 12 episodes? I'm looking at the chick in my mouth right now. 5 episodes. Okay. Oh, never mind. I only saw 5 episodes of the original Dragon Ball. I've only seen 5 episodes of the original Dragon Ball series. So there you go, guys. But yeah, I was seen clips and bits of it, man. Which actually, Mina just finished the original Dragon Ball. If you guys are into Hiroaka, you're on Twitter, man, you probably know Mina. Big Izo Ocha shipper, the CEO of Izo Ocha, she goes by, man. So shout out to Mina, man. She actually just finished the original Dragon Ball. I don't know how she likes Chi-Chi, but like I said, maybe in the original Dragon Ball, Chi-Chi's actually taller, man, because you guys know I cannot fucking stand Chi-Chi. I hate that bitch. But anyway, maybe the original Dragon Ball changed my mind. She'll actually be kind of pleasant. I might actually start shipping up to realize, oh wait, she's a bitch in Z. Never mind. So, whatever the case may be, there you go. But yeah. So anyway, like I said, he asks them to hitch a ride, and then he gets about the Namekian, and Piccolo can't speak the language. So anyway, we head over back to the witch, where she is once again, where they've returned, with their tails between legs, ready to create the next Majin, their next Majin, and Majin Ku out here talking a lot of shit from a man that just gave up in the fight. Like, they say thinking is half the battle, and I knew I was in way over my head. Like, bro acted like he's some bad motherfucker, like he can do some shit when he can't do shit, man. I don't know why man be acting like he can execute. So she asked, the witch, I forget her name, Supreme Kai's sister, tells the witch to add a little bit more of Majin, of Boo this time into this next Majin. She ends up deciding to add all of it in there because there isn't that much left anyway. So she puts in all of that already, gets it ready, and then they decide to plant this time 20 centimeters instead of 10. Which is a massive gamble because it could go berserk and they're all fucked. But she wants something to create that'll defeat the Tamagami. So we're like, fuck it, let's go big or go home, go double or nothing, all in, as they say. Shout out to AEW. So anyway, we head back over with Goku and the other ones, man. Vegeta, or I think it was either Vegeta or like the pilot guy, be like, oh yeah, man, like the guy I love his vibe of, man, like why are we in the backseat treated like cargo? Like I said, I love this dude's vibe. He's really funny. So anyway, Pansy asked him how he created the Tamagami, and basically said when he created the Dragon Balls, the Namekian Dragon Balls, or the Dragon Balls for the Demon World, he wanted them to be as a prize, as a little game for the Namekians to use, for them to play around as a prize for the Namekians who wanted to capture them, who wanted to try and find and capture them. But eventually other peoples with nefarious intents ended up finding out about and using them. So he created Tamagami to basically have them as basically glorified bodyguards for the Demon World's Dragon Ball. That even if it doesn't stop them, they'll at least make it harder for them to capture the Demon World's Dragon Ball. So there's our lore and how the Tamagami were created and as to why. Then we get to see Vegeta and Goku arguing about who gets to face the second Demon World's Tamagami. Of course, Vegeta wants dibs on it because Goku took care of the third one. Goku, of course, wants to fight him anyway because Goku's Goku. Goku then asks Neva if we'll be able to fight the different Tamagamis in the Dragon Ball. He says like they'll fight anyone. They'll fight anyone as long as it's one-on-one. So Vegeta has won the argument, and he will indeed be fighting the second Demon World's Tamagami. We head over back to the witch where they finally build and where they finally plan the next Majin Man, which Majin Ku is going on like, oh my god, I've always wanted a little brother. Honestly, this dude ain't shit. But anyway, they plan him. The witch asks her for a little bit of saliva, so she gives a little huck. Don't worry, if you cringe from that, if a massive chill went down your spine where you're like, ugh, like that one episode of SpongeBob, man, don't worry, that'll probably be the only time you'll ever hear me unironically say hot too. So don't worry, this is a one-time thing. Anyway, the Majin is birthed, and we now have Majin Do. Which, okay, I have to say, man, did anyone else when they heard Majin Do instantly think of Mountain Dew? Because it sounds so much like the cartoon Mountain Dew. Literally, the second when I saw this on Twitter for the cast number, which actually Majin Do, for everyone's curious, is played by Aaron Campbell, who you guys may remember as Jugo in Blue Lock. Shorty guy, knockout baka, whatever you want to call him, man. So yeah, Majin Ku is voiced by Jingo. Majin Ku is voiced by Ichigo in Blue Lock. So we got two Blue Lock VAs, which is also even funnier because they're actually like right next to each other behind the voice actors for Blue Lock, which I thought was funny in the recurring roles, man. But yeah, it's good to see these guys both these guys are now in Dragon Ball. But I was honestly shocked by the voice because when I saw this tweet on Friday that he was in Dragon Ball, I expected he would do a similar voice to Jugo, but no, he does like basically the complete polar opposite of Jugo, sounding like, I want some chocolate, I want to give me some chocolate. He sounds like that, which I was kind of surprised by that was the voice. He definitely sounds a lot more like Fat Boo in that way, because he's honestly fat, and just like Fat Boo, he also has a massive craving for chocolate, which Majin Ku grabs him. He ended up getting two chocolate bars, one for himself and one for his brother. He gave one to his brother, and then when he got his own, he ended up splitting in half and gave it to his brother. And dude just took both halves of it, man. Absolutely disgraceful behavior, man, if you ask me. Anyway, he then asked Majin Do asked the sister what he wants him to do, and she tells that she wants him to defeat the Tamagami. We quickly head over back to Goku and the others for a quick moment where we get to see Tamagami number 2 for the first time, and the man's definitely got this Aquaman sort of vibe going on with like a trident. So he's got like an Aquaman Atlantis thing going on with his vibe. We head back to Majin Do, where he then challenges Tamagami 1, who, as I mentioned, I think I did it, I might have mentioned another guy, that I might have said he voiced Majin Ku instead. But Tamagami 1 is voiced by Alex Hobbs, who I mentioned before, voices Ichigo in Blue Lock. So you get to see two Blue Lock characters, face off here, which is always hype to see, man. And yeah, so this was pretty cool to see. Anyway, man, the fight itself was pretty good, man. Animation was nothing too crazy, but we didn't get any like crazy cuts like we did with the Goku versus Tamagami 1 fight. Nothing that insane, man, but it was still pretty cool. And it was kind of cool for me as someone that does voices see like two Blue Lock VAs facing off against each other. And so there were easily two of my favorite characters from Blue Lock Season 1, Jugo and Ichigo, man. I absolutely love those two, man. Especially Ichigo for obvious reasons, man, But yeah, good for them, man. I'm glad to see they're both now that they both have been making waves recently. I know Alex, I think both of them are also in One Piece as well. So congrats to them, man. They've been making major moves since Blue Lock, man. So good for them. Anyway, like I said, they face off, which now I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but one thing I've noticed while watching this episode is that Majin Do sounds like Ponygon in Zack Spell. He literally sounds like Ponygon, man. So yeah, that's something I just noticed when I was watching when I was like going through the episode again. So yeah, shout out to these Zack Spell fans out there, man. Ponygon was a G, man. Shout out to Ponygon. Anyway, while the fight continues on, man, Majin Do realizes he can fire a Ki Blast as well, and ends up blasting himself in the face, which does the whole cartoon like soot face thing he got going on there that he just shakes off, man. So yeah, we'll actually see him firing Ki Blast at Tamagami number 1. I guess we'll have to find out in the next episode. Anyway, they finally reach the area where the Tamagami 2 is. Vegeta is stretching out his limbs, making sure he's ready for this duel, man. Pansy, she's going on. She is doubting Vegeta, and Bulma, like the absolute goated wife that she is, he's like, oh, he's strong, he's weaker than Goku. He's gonna get teared to pieces if he's not careful. And then Bulma tells him, don't worry, just let him work and you'll see. Why can't Chi-Chi be like this, man? Chi-Chi always gotta be a bitch about everything, man. Shout out to Bulma, she a real one, man. She is a goated wife. Anyway. I digress. We get a quick shot over to Gomon and the other Glenn, voiced by Landon, and where he's like, oh, so he's not having the spiky hair one too. He's like, there are 2 spiky hair ones, you idiot! That scene got chuckled out. Yeah, I like that scene. That was pretty fun. So Vegeta finally meets up with Tamagami number 2 and challenges him to a duel. Tamagami number 2, who I know for certain is either voiced by John Swayze or Kent Williams. I'm not entirely sure who. I haven't seen any tweets about it, but I want to lean a little bit more towards John Swayze, but I think it's Kent Williams. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's Kent Williams, but it might be John Swayze. I do not know for certain, but I do know it's either one of those two. He basically tells Vegeta to fuck off, but then he sees Neva, and he's like, oh, this dude's legit. So then we finally get to the duel itself. Animation is pretty good throughout, man, but nothing really too crazy. Also, the animation highlights seem to go to King Goma, man, because his expressions were hilarious, man, and very well animated. Along with the swimming sequence as well, the character acting there looked really good as well. But yeah, Vegeta obviously holds his own against the Tamagami. Tamagami ends up managing to cut Vegeta off under his eye with his trident. We cut back over to Majin Buu for a bit before we head back over to Vegeta, where Vegeta is thrown into the water, where the Kraken has returned for round 2 of eating Vegeta. Vegeta managed to get out there and swim past him. Like I said, the key animation, the character acting in the animation, as Vegeta is like trying to swim away from him, man, looked great as well. He gets back up there, man, ready to fight him again, but Tamagami 2 manages to swat him away, and the Kraken ends up eating him, which is where the episode ends. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Vegeta is the Kraken's lunch, at least for right now. Obviously, next week is the big episode where Vegeta goes Super Saiyan 3. Super excited for that episode. Super excited for that. That is obviously not the next episode preview, because obviously everyone can call that. But yeah, obviously, like I mentioned before, you guys will be getting a reaction for next week's episode, man. I'm super excited to see that, man. Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 is a big thing that a lot of fans were wanting to see for a while, man. As you guys may remember, our first look at that was in Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2, I think it was. It might have been the first Raging Blast where we actually got our first look at Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, which was obviously a hype moment for that game as well. But yeah, looking forward to that, man. Anyway, guys, hope you guys overall give this episode an 8.5 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. The links are across below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.